nondescript guys.
Hate him.
Hey!
I'm exactly that, so I'm allowed to say it.
Or one for, where was it? Chekhov's Research and Manufacturing, is all I'll say.
Oh, God. They're living up to their namesake, aren't they?
Didn't you conceptualize them?
Yeah, that's the joke. I just hoped they wouldn't pay off.
Oh, come
Fair.
on. You know that gun was loaded and it was gonna fire.
Listen, a clock moving up for tokens, I think that's a fair and equitable trade. I'm nice, GM.
I think it's fair, too.
Also because I gave you +2, because you would have bombed that shit and it
Oh,
would
yeah,
not have
no,
been
that
going
would've been-
good for you.
I would have been dead as shit.
Okay.
Dead ass dead.
So in case the joint, we've done a little bit of research. We've organized a distraction. Some clocks have moved.
Have we organized a
Sure
distraction?
That's the power up. Yes, from Nobunaga.
Yep. It cost us another skeezy job.
No, and 3
mean-
credits. And 3 credits. She
and
also
3
paid up.
credits.
I sure
Don't
did.
get it twisted.
Yeah.
The Noodle Man has come to collect. I can't run anymore.
You hit him with one too many, I'll get you next times, and it's fucking cooked for you.
Yep.
This time is the next time.
And you know, because Midge is a real friend, you might have noticed I didn't ask you guys to help me. I just paid it myself what I could.
Because you're dead.
Yep.
What are you talking about?
Also, you guys are not friends. Like, let's be real here. Let's be really. You and Ice Pick may be friends, but let's be real here.
I think Midge believes they're friends, and I think Ice Pick does not believe they're friends.
I like that. I like that vibe.
Yeah.
Acquaintance at best.
Ren likes to think he's friends, but you know, he knows better.
Before we get into this, is there anything else anyone wants to hit up? Is there any last bit of legwork anyone wants to try? Anything they want to scrounge up? Or
Just so we're clear, the next step is going to be executing a plan, right?
Yep.
Maybe we need an actual plan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
we're getting to that next.
Okay.
Do you guys want to start?
We have to get Bitsnake over here because he's in a bar.
Well,
Drinking
we've
up.
zoomed out. That scene's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
Okay.
We can start with, like, I don't know, in the back of the garage.
why don't we do this in my safe house? One of my safe houses. One of the safe houses I use.
Yeah, okay, that works. It's actually by the shore. Not by the shore, in Neo Flagstaff, excuse me. That lake dried up years ago.
Yeah,
You're here by the salt lake, I guess. Like the salt patch.
Alright.
Yeah, salt flats, excuse me. Jesus Christ. Listen, it's not exactly a shack, but it shares many similarities to one.
yeah.
But it's a safe house. You're all there.
It's shack adjacent.
Yeah. Listen, you got a table.
True.
You got a fucking dartboard in the back with a red string and shit to write on.
Hell
You're
yeah.
good to go.
I've got a big handgun. What else do you need?
I'll also grant you that you have... If you spend an intel, I'll give you the schematic to the tower.
Ooh.
I'll spend an intel. I have an intel to spend.
All right, spend that intel.
And I will place it on the very rickety table that I will not bring attention to as to how IKEA it is. I mean,
You can bang on this table and it won't fall over.
Your hacker homie Paco hooked you up on that one.
it's a IKEA.
Gangsters could play poker on this table and it wouldn't fall apart. Like, I don't know what you want from it besides that.
Well, I spread it out and I point at it. Look, the way I see it is the easiest way in is through the sewers. The easiest way out is through the vents.
Two things which are very famously connected.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? We don't want to go in the same way we came out. Especially with the amount of surveillance going on in that building. Do you have any wetsuits? Because I don't know about you, but I'd rather not get my... He looks down at his rags. Clothing dirty.
What's a little septic shock between friends?
Septic shock is what.
I bet my racing suit doubles as a wetsuit.
Damn.
I bet.
We can acquire wetsuits. That won't be a problem.
Excellent. Another note of import. They're hiding a satellite dish. Ostensibly as some sort of garden arrangement. Not really sure why. but if it's connected to the security terminals around, I'd imagine they're running off some kind of a short band. But I look over at Bren. I think you'd have a better idea of what's going on there.
I can take a look and see what I can find. I got the intel I can use.
Well, I already used the intel for a map.
Yeah, but I'm talking about specifically for that bit.
I don't know, mighty voice in the sky, do I?
Repeat the question. What do you want to spend the intel on?
On finding out about the antenna.
I think you're going to have to go up close to that antenna to figure out what it does.
Alright, then I'll just hold that intel.
Yeah, I would hold that intel for now.
Hold that tin. Hell? I hope not.
Any words of wisdom from your old friend? Like a bit snake?
Plenty.
Oh, pray tell.
We've got 3 different heads of 3 different departments in Exotic United, all meeting here. They've beefed up security, they've got a beefed up communications array, a mysterious shipment, and it's just a hunch, but it could be linked to that small town incident that happened a couple months ago. A lot of people seem to clam up after that, especially when regards to, well, anything corp-related. So, in through the sewers. Ren, I'm gonna need you to disable anything you can with that comms array. I don't know what it's there for, but I don't like it.
I'll do what I can, but with the power out, I'm not sure how much I'll be able to do.
Listen, big arrays like that never come hardwired to the city's power supply. That thing's gonna have to have some sort of external power.
Yes.
Especially if it's an emergency system.
Get close enough to do it.
Get it offline.
Once we're in, I should be able to find wherever they have access to it.
That leaves Ice Pick and me. We're gonna have to find that shipment, which, thankfully, we've got the map here.
Indeed.
I assume we can plot a course to the shipment real quick, Jordan?
You won't know where the shipment is, necessarily, but you know that shit would definitely be recorded in at least the security center.
Right.
Or either you can, like, if you are able to get a hard hack into the mainframe, or if you were to be able to steal, like, a password or some shit, you might be able to get in and find it.
So that's more work we've got for Ren.
You're gonna be busy, my dude.
You know, looking at Ice Pick and me, I don't feel like either of us are quite the fast talk, disguise, get in, get out kind of person.
I prefer to use actions as words.
You guys have it.
I feel like most of our contribution is going to be when things get loud.
Speaking of loud, should I be on backup?
Yes. You're going to be waiting over here. That's our exfiltration point.
Sure, but maybe I put on a little show if it starts to get a little too loud.
Oh, like you create your own distraction?
Exactly.
Well,
Couldn't hurt if it gets to that point. I mean, hopefully it shouldn't.
we're looking at ostensibly a 70-story building full of all sorts of corpos and no doubt whatever Securitas they decided to hire for the purpose.
You do know that likely the information that you're going to need for, like, you know, where, like, the shipment would be somewhere around, like, floor 15.
Jordan,
Yep.
based off the schematics we got, could I figure out where the most likely place is that they'd run the cables for that antenna to?
Yes. The way you estimate it, it would be around from, like, where that roof is to where the cables would be.
So we got a 20-foot power line run to that mysterious dish, and our point of interest is on the 15th story. What's between the 5 stories?
There's a call center on one of them.
Oh no.
Truly the corporate evil.
On floor 19 of all things, there's actually a really nice restaurant. Like a really nice Chinese restaurant.
Dang.
But that one is like kind of like a weird like mini mall area kind of deal they rent out. Executive offices.
I point at the 5 stories in between. I'm looking at potentially 5 stories of non-coms and civilians. I'd rather not get them involved. It's bad for business.
I'd rather get them involved.
In what way?
Distractions.
How interesting. I almost wish I was coming along. Well, for the meaty part anyway.
Well, I suppose we could use them as a distraction point, but... I mean in terms of when the lead inevitably starts flying.
Listen, power's gonna be cut. That means the blood pressure's already gonna be high.
Yeah, that's my point.
Wouldn't they just duck and cover and wait for things to blow over?
That depends on what kind of problem they're facing. If, for instance, the emergency evacuation elevators got blocked and a fire started on the lower floors, well, there's only one way for the civilians to escape, and that's going up. That kind of chaos is going to require an awful lot of manpower to manage.
Plus, panic is a hell of a drug. People act very irrationally under it, for the most part. Again, I prefer not to take out civilians, but I'm not against the idea of using them as running distraction.
Ain't that the truth?
Maybe we can pull a fire alarm, some sort of mandatory building exfiltration for the rest of the people.
I can see about triggering some false alarms in multiple spots if we just pull the alarm.
Do these companies have a protocol when there's a power outage?
The company, you got a protocol for everything.
I mean, if it's just a power outage, usually, especially if it's the workspace, you're expected to fight. What they'll do is that you're expected to stay there. You stop getting paid for the time the power is outage, and then you have to fucking stay extra.
Wow. That's so nice of them.
Yeah, that's why I don't work a day job.
So...
You do get free pizza that day, though.
That makes it all worth it, really.
Out of character. Jordan, that's too real.
The
That's too real, man. Damn.
Hee 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 ho ho ho.
power goes out, they're either going to be told to stay in place or they're going to extract them, like they would a fire drill. We can't have any uncertainty as to what the protocol should be. We should probably hit them both ways.
And a fire drill?
Better plan. We've got a hacker. Disable all buildings' ventilation. Actually, ventilation systems should be knocked out with a power outage.
Yeah.
Except for whatever backups they have for generators.
Disable backups for the gas vents. We can release a gas in the lower levels. That'll force people up, not out. Again, the plan isn't to empty the building. The plan is to get people moving up. Up means going through our corporate space.
All right, what I can try and do is set it up so along with the gas, I'll try and give some false alarms on to get them out of there. Since we're not going to actually put like an actual lethal gas into the damn thing, I'll make sure that the signals read as something like an actual fire is going on.
Well, that would make them want to go out, wouldn't it?
Not if it's at the ground level.
We need something heavy, something like chlorine
Yeah.
or mustard gas.
I'll set up the thing to read as being chlorine from the sensors. I'm sure they've got them in the vents.
Chlorine gas toxic? I don't remember. I know mustard gas is.
Yes.
I think they're both bad.
Very toxic.
If it's a chemical gas, then yes, it's no fun.
Oh, none of them are fun. It's chemical warfare. I don't call it chemical warfare because everyone's dying to get in on the ground floor.
Well, they do be dying.
That's true.
Well, I'd say they would be dying on the ground floor if that was the case.
They do be dying is my vote for this segment title. Or maybe a future segment title, we'll find out.
Okay, so currently we got the plan of we're having Ren cut the power to the ventilation. Bitsnake and Icepick are going to cause like some sort of distraction, either set off some gas compound type situation to trigger the sensors, get people moving. We're going to check out the 15th and the 20th floor. One to find out where the shipment is, and the other to check out the array and cut power to that. Is what I got so far.
Yeah.
And then it's find the thing and exfiltrate, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You also have to figure out how to get the intel on the C-suite executives, but that'll probably be a 15th floor situation for y'all.
I like the exfiltrate part. That's the part where we go fast.
That is. Socks, I believe it is time for you to roll some dice.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop music intensifies in the background as we here's the plan.
Oh, actually, I don't have to roll dice. Whom you assign a task takes +1 ongoing while they act on that task according to the plan.
Yep.
Yeah, so perfect.
I am going to roll
I do need you to roll.
when a plan comes together.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Beautiful.
All right,
Beautiful.
so I have hold 3.
Hold 3. For the record, what he can do with this hold, Internet. is that during the mission, he spends one of the holds, and he can either have a piece of gear that he needs right now, or he can appear in a scene where he's needed right away, effectively teleporting.
It is the most hilarious shenanigans.
My favorite thing.
I was here the whole time.
I was always supposed to
I
be
do
here.
that shit before I walked into the room.
Oh, that was priceless.
Special thanks to Toys and Things in Danvers, Massachusetts, Reaper Miniatures, Off the Wall Games in Hadley, Massachusetts, Games and Friends in Springfield, Massachusetts, as well as AAA Games Arena in Wilbraham, Massachusetts. If you enjoy the show, help the podcast grow. Give us a follow on Twitter at LordsBroken, join the community Discord, and maybe consider offering a small tribute to the old ones on our Ko-Fi. All these links and more can be found in our link tree at linktr.ee/thebrokenlords. Thank you.